Good evening to all of you. See, delivery of information and services to citizens is one of the important aspects of any e-governance initiative. So when it comes to, government is either delivering information or information services as some call it, or it's transactional services which one is talking about. When you look at the information which is being presented either earlier in print format and now you see on the websites and portals, most of this information is pre-packaged. It's built from a single perspective. And we have n number of stories around seeing that any data given sliced and diced in different way can give altogether different perspectives or can call out different valuable information out of this particular data. And moreover, this data information which is being given, it is not in the machine readable form. So as a result, even if you want to use this data, consume through your application and bring out a different perspective, is not possible today. Similarly, in the case of services, the user experience always continues to be a challenge. And this complicates further in the case of government because of the sheer number which is the target audience for government. Any application launch, you always have millions who are going to access this application. And these people come from very diverse demography. They have different cultures, different kind of socio-economic backgrounds, and IT awareness that way. So designing an application which can, or a service for that matter, which can cater to the requirements or which can give a good user experience to all these people becomes a challenge. And it gets further complicated with the fact that now people use all kinds of variety of devices to access government websites or services or information. Right from this community center kiosks where you have large screens, to laptops, to small tabs, and in mobiles also you have Android, Symbian, and all kinds of things happening. Government is very well aware of this, and we keep working towards finding a solution. Every new application coming in government will have a better user experience, but still it always looks like a moving target. Whatever you do, always you have more complexity coming into the complete ecosystem of service delivery. So now I am going to give you, and even if you want to do, it's somewhere is being felt that the two challenges. One, that you need a whole lot of resources. Second thing is the whole population is so huge that trying to understand how each one will be convenient or will really like to have access an application and service is a mammoth task and is not really possible. Government needs to have much deeper understanding of its target audience and their requirements for that matter. So here I give you a different perspective to a whole thing. What I'm saying is that instead of giving this information or services in a pre-packaged form in a single mode, if what we do is that we release this, besides giving this information which we continue giving, we also release this data which is being used to package this information in an open format. When I'm saying open format, I'm primarily saying three things. One thing is that this is the data which can be used does not need any specific commercial software to access it. This can be used by anyone. He can redistribute, and he can even reuse to develop another application without being any royalty into it. So if we give this if we start releasing government data into these formats, then this can be used by n number of people, the development communities can use, academia can use, and even business people can build a business around it, and they can develop applications because now there is no royalty. So you can always build up applications and start charging. And we have n number of cases where for a minimal fee, if you provide some kind of value-added information, it is very much accepted by the audience, by the public, even in the rural areas. So that's what we're trying to say, and in addition to this, it also tries to meet the other tenets of good governance like transparency, accountability, and even it also promotes citizenship because people are now participating in the governance. They are trying to use government data and build up applications for the other citizens and so on and so forth. Going with this philosophy, incidentally, government has also recently announced its national data sharing and access policy. This is a policy which has been notified in March this year, And as per this policy, each government department has to release its data sets to the public in an open format. In next 2-3 months, everyone has to publish certain set of data items or data sets into this thing. To support this initiative of the government, we have built up an open government platform onto this. And today I'm going to just talk to you and brief about what is this platform and how you can really make use of this platform. This is a platform which can be used by any institution, any organization to launch its open data initiative. Whether you want to publish your data sets, or you want to publish a whole lot of exclusive data catalog, or you want to build up some apps, you can use this platform to associate with. Data, and what this platform really ensures that whatever data sets you are doing, they are being released in an open format, which are government prescribed open formats for that. The data is truly open, it is machine readable, it can be consumed by in variety of modes for that matter. In the positive time, I'll just take you to a schematic diagram of this. This is how this whole thing works. It basically has two ends of users, government on one side and citizens on the other side. If you look on the left side, it's basically any government institution, whether it's a department or ministry or any other organization for that matter, they can publish their data sets, and this can then be processed, because obviously when you're releasing these data sets, you need to still comply with, even if you do not have privacy laws and all, you still need to comply with issues of privacy, you need to comply with the issues of national security and others. So data has to be processed through a certain workflow, approvals have to be sought out it, and finally data gets released on this thing. And once it is released, it can be then accessed on a single data portal. So all data sets consumed, published by various institutions in the central government as well as state government other, will be available to you in a structured format which can be easily discovered, which are complying to certain metadata. There's a whole lot of work has been done. You can directly download these data sets and start building applications around it, or you can even build applications. You can build mobile applications, you can build any applications, we can periodically take data from it. You can build visualization, you can visualize the data. Supposing it's a whole lot of CSV formats or tables, you can transport them into charts or pie charts and all, and can have a better understanding prior to developing applications. Or you can write applications and directly consume this data into your applications to make apps, different kinds of apps and all. Then as you see in this particular case, there's a whole lot of component of innovation and whole lot of component of community participation. Therefore, what we are saying is that government releases the data, and people around, the communities around, will be consuming these data sets to build applications to give better services to the citizens. Once this is there, same data set can be used by n different people to offer the same service, similar service into different parts of the countries, where you can address this question of languages, access this question of devices, you can have mobile apps, you can have an app for iPhone, you can have an app for Android. And then you can have a small business model around it, which we have already seen always works well. To take it further, so therefore, to connect to these data sets and what is public asking for, we have also built a component called communities, where these communities will be developed around various areas of interest, who will basically then drive the whole thing further, that what kind of data sets government should release, and what kind of data sets and what kind of apps should be then built around it, so that people really get the kind of services or information they need. I have a very strong belief that as it goes, you will have altogether a different paradigm of developing government applications than what we are doing, where we're just doing one large project, doing one application. Is just going to change in a big way once we have these data sets available, and now we have a policy to support us. In terms of features, as many speakers said, whenever you build this portal out of it, it's universally accessible, it complies to all Government of India guidelines, is highly customizable. This is how it actually looks like. One of the instances of this portal, as you see, it has all accessibility components, personalization components at single point you get. This is how the backend looks like, just to make you convenient. For the people who are going to contribute, publish their data sets on a single dashboard, they'll be able to see. In this particular product, we have also built a huge component of a citizen engagement. I'll just take the screenshot straight in the paucity of time. See, when you have these data sets here, as a citizen, you can see that which data set has been viewed by how many people and how have they rated it. And you can yourself then rate the data set on a scale of 5, 1 to 4, and you start seeing the result right there itself. You can even contact, supposing you want to build an app and you don't understand the data set completely because it will be some CSV or CSL or RDF file for that matter. So you can directly contact the person or the organization who has contributed. So there's a direct connection between you and the data provider. You can rate the data sets and you can even embed these. Supposing you want to tell it to your friends or you are writing a blog and you want to say, look here, I have found a good data set. You can make use of this in this particular way. So you can directly embed this data set record into your blog, and then so that basically helps in reaching out to large number, because we feel the more number of people we are able to reach out, the more innovative and interesting applications will come around. We have also connected this to social media pages. As you see right here, there's a Facebook and Twitter. So if you just click on Facebook here, you can publish this particular data set onto your Facebook wall or Facebook page, and from there then you can connect to your friends. And similarly with the Twitter and other social media pages you could do. It has a huge component of analytics, which is something there. Now, who all can use? Though this platform is primarily built for the government, for the use of government, but as such, this particular product can be used by any government institution, government department, municipal corporation, or even NGOs and private organizations. Another important aspect is that this particular product is built completely on the open source, and the source code of this has also been released in the open source, because we feel that this whole thing has a whole lot of potential and whole lot of additional development should be done to enhance this further. So we have released this open source March this year. Our minister had released it, and now we're trying to engage with communities to build more modules around it. And this particular product can be used in 3 different ways. We have a website called ogpl.gov.in. You can download the product and make your own installation. You can take a free source and then also you could do it. It is also available software as a service on a cloud solution, where you just come, register, put in your requirement, and you have your open data site ready. You could also use the National Data Portal and start building your catalogs as a part of this. You can build your individual catalogs, your subject-specific catalogs, or you could simply contribute your data sets onto it and then embed to your websites and pages. Just a history of this particular product initially was developed as a bilateral collaboration between India and US during the visit of US President here. And now, though US government has come to data.gov initially, and while building this, we basically had built in, as earlier we were running India, we are currently already india.gov.in. So the best practices and features of both the products were used, and the new solution was then built up, and both the countries are now committed to deploy this solution in their respective open data initiatives. Let me just give you a small flavor, before I close, a flavor that what kind of once with these data sets available, which as I speculate in next 2 to 3 months, you will have these data sets start coming up on a portal called data.gov.in. What kind of applications you'll be able to build? Like supposing you can build an application for a farmer community, it could be a mobile app or anything, where he could get what is the nearest agriculture mandi, where he can get best price for his crop. You basically need 2 to 3 data sets, that's where, and which will come from 3 different sources. You have agriculture market prices already coming up. You have these mandi locations already available. You have maps and their coordinates also. Once you have these data sets available from 3 different governments, you can develop an app and you can just see what kind of wonders it can do to our farmer community. Students, nowadays we have this time of results and all. If supposing I have an X rank, if a student has an X rank in IEEE and AI, and we are going more and more into single exam kind of a mode, the day rank comes, you should be looking at the past trends, you should be able to find out which is the college and which is the discipline you are likely to get. What you need is basically last 5 years data of the allocations vis-a-vis ranks. Once you have this, you can also build the application, and now this application could be built in different ways by different people, and a whole lot of innovation can be done, helping those students who are really stressed at this point of time trying to get admission, as well as the parents. For a villager where health is definitely, this is some spelling mistake. For a villager, we can, supposing if you have location of hospitals and the kind of treatments you are giving, you can build an application where from his cell phone he can find out in an emergency which is the closest hospital where he can get treatment for a certain disease. Or for a girl child, supposing he wants to know, she wants to know that what kind of government schemes are available for her to finance her higher education, so they should be able to access these kinds. So this is the kind of applications which could be built, and the whole lot of, and please understand, government cannot really get into building these applications because different applications have to be put up in different ways to cater to requirements of different communities. That is why I feel that if government releases the data, either a raw data or in between data, transactional data, to public, a lot of these applications could be built, and since this data is royalty free, so you could even build business models around it to use it. That's all I have to say. Thank you.